Good morning, everybody. We're live here from the birdhouse. We have another birding update for you today. It is early February, February 14th. So we've got a few things going on here today. We'll share with you some of the birds people have been seeing. We'll go over those answers to that birding quiz, and we'll tell you about some other things we've got going on here at the store. So as always, we love to know if you have any kind of questions. You can throw those in the comments. If you have been seeing any birds out there that are interesting, or even if you just have your regular cast of characters, we always love to know what those are. You can put those in the comments, or you can just say hi. So let's get started. First of all, we do have the answers for the bird quiz, and we've taken everybody who answered correctly, all the 9 different bird species. If you were able to answer all of them right, there was one that was kind of tricky. You are entered into a drawing for $20 gift certificate. So first, let's talk about which birds were in the quiz. I'll play it for you here, and then I'll go over the answers, and I'll show you the tricky ones because there were a couple that were throwing people off a little bit. So let's look at the snowy bird quiz that we did here.
This time, what birds do you see in this video? Put your answers in the comments below.
All right, so those were the 9 birds. So let's go over the answers here.
Put your answers in the comments below.
So for number 1, we've got the dark-eyed junco. We've got the northern cardinal, or just a cardinal, for number 2. Number 3 is the red-bellied woodpecker. And number 4 was kind of tricky, and that, I think, was throwing some people off. So I wanted to pause it here on bird number 4. Bird number 4, some people just said sparrow, which it is a sparrow. A lot of people guessed that it was a house sparrow, which is a very good guess because it doesn't look like a female house sparrow, but this is actually an American tree sparrow. So this is one of our winter visitors that we have here in the area. So this one threw people off, and I'll show you a couple slides going forward here of what makes this sparrow different than the chipping sparrow, which some people guessed, and what makes this sparrow different from the from your female house sparrow. But this is an American tree sparrow, so this is a wintertime bird that we have here in the upstate New York area. And let's keep going with the rest of the answers. This will play here. It's looking like it's freezing. Let me see if I can oh, it's not working. So let's see, it just froze my program here. Let's see if I can get this going. So we started off with number 1 was a junco, and number 2 was the cardinal. Number 3 was the red-bellied woodpecker. We just talked about number 4 was the American tree sparrow. And let's see if I can pull this up. The video crashed my program here. So we'll pull it back up. All right, and let's get it back up on the screen. The beauty of doing a live stream. Okay, so we stopped at the American tree sparrow. Let's see if I can keep playing these or if it's going to crash it. I think pausing it's going to crash it. So number 4 was the American tree sparrow. There was also number 5 was the goldfinch. Number 6, which also threw some people off, was a downy woodpecker, not a hairy woodpecker. And I think what happened there is the size of the woodpecker was a little deceiving because it was hard to tell the size of the feeder that the bird was on. So it looks like it could have been a downy woodpecker or a hairy woodpecker, but it was in fact a downy woodpecker. Number 7 was a blue jay, and number 8 was a mourning dove, and number 9 was a tufted titmouse. So there were a few of you who got them all right. So thank you guys for participating, and we'll do more quizzes like this in the future. And I figured while we are live, I will, and while my program is crashing, this is a fabulous time to do a drawing here of the winner of the birding quiz, and you'll win a $20 gift certificate to the store. And the winner of the birding quiz, who got them all right, and who I drew their name, was Karen H. Karen H, who's in here all the time, Karen Holtz, just won a $20 gift certificate to the birdhouse. So I will put that in her seed book. She's a member of our seed club, so we'll get her going with her gift certificate. So anyways, part of that bird quiz was a American tree sparrow, which threw some people off because it does look like a couple of other sparrows that we do have in the area. The American tree sparrow, which was on the quiz, has a chestnut colored cap, and you could see it in the video if you watched it closely enough. It does also have this bicolored bill. So the top of the bill is black and the bottom of the bill is yellow. It looks a lot like our chipping sparrow, which tends to be here in the spring and summer months. That being said, there has been one seen around here recently. There has been one spotted. It is out of season though. So the bird you're most likely to see right now is going to be the American tree sparrow. It's even a little bit bigger than the chipping sparrow. And then also the American tree sparrow has this little dot on its breast right there. So the chipping sparrow does not have that, and neither does the female house sparrow, which doesn't have that chestnut cap, and the female house sparrow doesn't have that little dot on her breast either. So congratulations to all you guys who got the answers right, and thank you for playing. And if you like that quiz, we'll do more things like that in the future. If you are local to the area on Saturday, February 8th, we have Wild Wings coming here with Teddy the Snowy Owl. Sometimes they bring other birds too, depending on what the day brings for them. They will be here from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. So that's this Saturday, February 8th. Come on in and see Teddy the Snowy Owl. We're also collecting paper towels kind of randomly for Wild Wings. They can never have too much, as they do clean up for the birds and other animals that they take care of there. So if you want to give back a little bit to Wild Wings as well, you can bring in some paper towels. So we're doing that as a little donation as well. So some other things we have going on, we are starting to really plan our event list. We've got a whole bunch of things that are being added to our calendar, including the birding cruises. We will be doing those again. So we are just finalizing some dates. So those birding cruises will be back this year. I know a lot of you guys were asking about that. We'll be doing those again. And we are also having our first walk of the year on Saturday, February 15th at Mendon Ponds, a walk of the Birdsong Trail, which should be a lot of fun. Not only can you get birds like this tufted titmouse coming to eat right out of your hands, we also expect to see things like the black-capped chickadee, white-breasted nuthatch, and the red-breasted nuthatch. These are all birds that are likely to come and feed from your hand during this trip. And we are partnering with the Genesee Valley Audubon Society for this trip. It is at 10 o'clock, February 15th at Mendon Ponds, the Birdsong Trail. And we are meeting in the parking lot on Pond Road right by Wild Wings. So come on out and join the fun. We'll provide the bird seed. Probably want to bring your gloves, dress for the weather. It can be slippery, and we'll have plenty of hand sanitizer and all that good stuff too. So come on out on that day. And then we are having another contest. So we had our bird quiz, and now we're starting up again our caption contest. You might remember this. We were doing it for quite a while, and we've had so many great photos come in from our photo contest. We thought, let's get that caption contest up and running again. The caption contest is happening now on our Facebook page. And how the caption contest works is every first and third Sunday of the month, we'll post one of our fabulous photo contest entries. You're invited and encouraged to put your thinking caps on and comment with your cleverest, punniest, wittiest, or silliest caption. So, whatever you think is a fabulous caption for this photo, put it in the comments in Facebook. And during the week, it'll get different reactions from people. It'll get likes, laughs, loves, all that good stuff. And the comment that has the most reactions is the winner. And that winner will get a $25 gift certificate to the birdhouse. So it doesn't cost anything to enter. Go on our Facebook page and put in a caption for this photo to be entered in to win a $25 gift certificate. And we'll be announcing that winner on our next week's broadcast. We'll know who the winner of that is. So you still have plenty of time to add a caption. We just put this photo up on Sunday. And this is a picture that Charlene sent into our photo contest. And this was a picture of a roseate spoonbill and a mallard duck out at Seneca Bluffs. Pretty rare bird there for our area. Another photo that had been sent in, which is a pretty interesting one. This was sent in by Marilyn F., who's saying, is she sick or molting? I've named her Winifred because of the wild hair. So this was a photo snapped from her bird buddy, so from her bird feeder camera. And you can see here that this cardinal looks a little rough. And so the feathers are definitely molting. It looks like cardinals are known to sometimes molt all the feathers in their head all at once, which can make them look very, very strange. And it looks like that's what it's happening here. What's happening here. It's not really the time of season for there to be juveniles out. Any kind of juveniles have been out in the world since probably August or September or so, as far as birds go. So you're really not going to see a juvenile bird, a really, really juvenile bird, like a really young bird out right now. So this looks like a female cardinal. It's got that the red beak. Also, the juvenile, the female cardinals will have the red beak. The juveniles, before they get all into their adult plumage, will have that kind of grayish colored beak. So it looks like this is just a molting cardinal, which looks kind of wild. So kind of cool photo there. And I see on eBird, there's still reports of the pine warbler in town from Mark's yard, I guess. He snapped this photo from his backyard. And according to eBird, he is still seeing it come to a suet feeder. So you never know. We've been focusing on the winter birds, and that's what you're mostly going to see around here right now, but you never know what kind of rare birds that are pretty out of season, but they're very hardy, might be here this time of the year. If you see something little, though, in your backyard that's warbler-like, it's probably going to be a golden crown kinglet. That being said, people do sometimes spot warblers in the winter, especially the pine warbler. Yellow-rumped warbler is another one that people will sometimes see in the winter months. I've been really enjoying my backyard Haiubox. It's kind of birds for me all the time, even when I'm not at home. And every day it'll give you a report on all the different birds that it hears. Yeah, this is from yesterday. I heard 22 different species. Of course, the one it hears the most is the house finch. That's always been my number one, house sparrow. That's always been my number one bird in my backyard. But it's pretty cool to scroll down and see all the different birds. And I've been getting different notifications of new birds coming into the backyard. These are kind of my typical cast of characters. Of course, the first page, and this is just from yesterday, but you can filter it any way you want. You can filter it by the year. You can filter it from all time. But these are kind of my typical backyard birds. My, of course, house sparrow, blue jay. You can see kind of my top birds here: the cardinal, the American crow, black-capped chickadee, Caroline red, and red-bellied woodpecker are my most common ones. And then European starlings, I have a ton of them: house finch, goldfinch, downy woodpecker, and common grackle. And you can see it ranks these by how often it hears them in your yard. So it'll rank them from the most heard to the least. But what was really cool is it has also picked up, as I go down in my list, number 90 is a barred owl. And you can play back the sounds and you can listen to them. Sometimes it's off, like it says that there was a summer tanager. If you look at 91, I don't think I had a summer tanager. Sometimes people do get them here on the East Coast, but it would be pretty rare. I don't think that call is correct. But the barred owl sounds to be right, and I've never seen one or heard one myself in the backyard. But the Haiubox picked it up, and you can play the calls back, and I could hear something hooting in the distance. So really, really cool. That's why I love this little gadget. You never know what it'll pick up. So I thought that was pretty neat. It's been picking up screech owl, but sometimes those screech owls get confused with the sirens around town. So I know they're fixing the algorithm and working on their algorithm to make it even better. And I brought this up the other day, but always keep in mind, now that it's starting to warm up a little bit, it's been in the 40s, so it's like a huge heat wave here. You might want to bring your feeders in to clean them. There's been lots of news on avian flu. It's really not affecting songbirds, so you're fine to still feed the birds in your backyard, as long as you don't have any kind of chickens or domestic ducks or anything like that. You're all good to feed your songbirds, but it can never hurt to keep your feeders nice and clean. So you might want to bring them in, soak them in some hot soapy water, some hot water with Dawn dish soap, scrub them out really nice, dip them in a light bleach solution of 1 part bleach, 10 parts water, and rinse them off, let them dry, and put them back out for the birds. So can never have your feeders too clean, and you know that they can get pretty dirty pretty fast. So we talked a little bit about that on Saturday too, but I love these bird feeder wipes. Also, if you've got debris on your feeder or even on your houses, I use these to clean up my houses now, and I love them. And it's also good for baffles. If your baffles kind of collected all the bird droppings and what have you, you can wipe it right off with these bird feeder wipes. It's all natural enzymes, and it just works to help break down some of that gunk on the feeders. So I thought I would bring that up again. But thank you guys for watching. If you are in town, definitely stop by on Saturday to see Teddy the snowy owl. And even if you're not in town, you guys can all participate in our caption contest of this photo right here. Let's see, we've got some comments here. iShip said it's 10:05 here in PA, so good morning. Yes, it is. We are in the same time zone, so good morning to you. And Steel Monkey is on and says, for the first time the other day, I saw a female red-bellied woodpecker. Up until now, I've only seen males. I thought that was special. Well, that's pretty cool. And yes, you can tell the difference between male and female with the red-bellied woodpecker. The male will have red stretching all the way from the front of its bill to the back of its head, but the females don't. The females will have a bald patch of red coloration, so that's kind of brown or gray on the top of their head. So they are not as red as the males. And you can definitely always tell the difference between male and female woodpeckers because the males will have more red on them. So that is everything we have for today. Like I mentioned, we're planning all kinds of events for the year, both in store and online and streaming. So we've got a lot of things that are coming down the pike for you guys. And as always, if there's certain things that you want to learn about, just let us know. We're happy to try to accommodate certain requests. And we will be back soon with another broadcast. We'll be back on Saturday with another broadcast. And we should have some more events announced by then as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back on Saturday, and have a great week and enjoy your birds. Bye-bye.